Hi, my name is Jay Oza. I teach, mentor, and coach people on public speaking so that they can get winning high stakes speeches, whether it's one on one in a job interview or in front of a small group at a business meeting or before a large audience at a conference. Today, I want to give you a job interview tip. That is, when should you cancel a job interview? By this, I mean a face to face job interview. And the reason I am talking about this is that I just had a client that I worked with, and after coaching him, we decided that he should cancel the interview. And it came down to this process. This company that he was going to interview is it's one of the top companies in the world. And they just burdened him with so much information and so much things that he had to prepare for that I said, wait a second, this is almost becoming like you are taking some kind of a professional exam rather than trying to see whether there is a fit there where you can add value. It was almost like he had to conform to this company's process, and that's fine. That's their process, that's what they want, they can do that. But I said, look at it this way, you got to also have a process that has to work too. Don't just accept their process and say, okay, I'll follow it. And I said, even if you accept it, and if you're not well prepared, you're not going to get this job. I said, I looked at it and I said, this would take me weeks, if not a month, to prepare for it. The whole process was baked for somebody coming out of college with a master's or PhD in some technical field. I said, that's not you. You've been working in the industry for quite a few years. If you go there, you're going to get destroyed, and it's going to destroy your confidence. So I said, look, they can have that process. What is your process? I said, your process is that you want to talk about the work you have done and how you approach a problem, how you solve a problem, how you can add value. If that's not what they want to talk about, you have a misalignment in process and you've got to cancel it. Otherwise, you're going to waste your time. And that's exactly what he did. He canceled the interview. Now, the thing I want you to remember here is this, that today, when a company is talking to you, they have access to a lot of information, and you should have a lot of information available, like the body of work, whether it's blogs you've written, whether it's videos you've produced, even if you've written a book, or etc. There is lots of information that the company should look at before they even talk to you. You know, in sales, they use this figure. I don't know how true it is, but it's used a lot to the point that everybody thinks it's true. And it could be partially true because of social media and Google and all the information you have available to you. They said when a customer calls a salesperson, they're already 70% into their decision-making, purchase decision process. I'm not saying that the rest 30% is just going to get done quickly, but at least they have 70% they're there. That I'm not just calling somebody blindly. They have done some research, and now there's a reason why they're calling. I think the same thing applies when it comes to job interviews. When somebody calls, let's say you apply to the company and you make all that available, information available, your LinkedIn, your website, everything, YouTube videos that you've done, and you make all that available. Even if you've written a book, make everything available. By looking at that, they should be close to 70% before they pick up the phone or whatever, send you an email saying, hey, we would like to talk to you. They should be at 70%. If they haven't done their research on you and they call you and then they just burden you with their process, that's a non-starter. You should not fall into that trap. That's not an interview at this point. It's almost like an interrogation. Do not subject yourself to an interrogation. It never ends well, unless you're the world's best liar. But that's not the reason why you're interviewing. You're interviewing because you think you can add value and you want to grow both personally and professionally. So at each level, the company is moving closer. So When they call you, they should be at 70%. After talking to you, after the manager talking to you, it should be at 80%. And then if you have another phone interview, it should be moving closer to like a 90%. So that means that when they're calling you for an on-site interview, that company should be at 90%. You also have to be at 90%. If you are at 10% and they're at 50%, it's a waste of time in my opinion. When I coach clients, I tell them, if they're not bringing closer to between 85 to 90%, and you're not closer to 85 to 90%, going to an on-site interview is a waste of time. Now, it could be you can get a job offer and take it, but that's not what I usually, tell my clients. I said, the purpose of an interview is to determine whether the move that you're making is right for you and it's also right for the company. This is not like, hey, I won the job offer, I'm great. That's not the purpose here, because you're going to be, if you take a job and it could be even paying you well and you're not happy, you're going to be looking for another job soon, and you're going to make one mistake after another. So you want to be very strategic about this. Don't rush into this decision. But all along the way, you want to be very careful that the company that you are interviewing with is also taking this process seriously, and that your process and their process are aligned, and you're going to come together to make a joint decision. And that's what I tell people. When they do that, they do well in the interviews and they get the job. When they somehow there's a misalignment in the process, it never goes well. Yeah, some of them get lucky and get a job offer, but then I find out they're not happy. So the thing I want you to take away from this is, know the process. Know your process that's going to work for you. Know the company's process. And if that process and your process are like so misaligned, it's a non-starter. Don't waste your time. It's not going to go well. And you're going to get disappointed and worse, lose confidence. Okay? Let me know what you think, and thank you for watching, and good luck with your next interview.